Alright, Summoners, this is MP Blaze of New Nation. Today we're taking a look at War 11 versus Nope. I don't have as many fights as I normally do, but I do have a boss fight this war. I am going to slap on 6-hour boosts for this fight. I have 2 path fights, and then I won't fight again until Boss Island, where I will have 3 mini-bosses and the boss. Our boss is a Warlock, and we do have the Protect Global. It's path 5 here, Ebb and Flow Knockdown. We're going to take this fight with a Falcon, just so that we can play around with the ebb and flow not refreshing and having that fury for a long time and not triggering protect while locked on is on. While his rock field is up on Terrax, I'm going to keep heavying him and sometimes combo him to maintain space so I don't take the energy damage from the rock stacks or from the rock field. But that's about it. You're going to notice here that Falcon does quite a bit of damage pretty quickly, especially while locked on is on. Main thing here is not to rely on a parry stun as the ebb and flow knockdown timer is about to run out or come off cooldown. So when your fury is about to expire, because the node does shrug any debuff when that timer ends. But as you can see, nice and easy. Gonna leave with a great amount of health here with Falcon, and it's done. Moving on to the next fight. Next up, we have Havok on Ebb and Flow Knockdown with Heavy Hitter. I am going to try to ramp up my G99 here so that I have the combo for the boss Warlock. Name of the game is Reparry. Throw a heavy when Ebb and Flow Knockdown is up. If I do land the parry and Ebb and Flow Knockdown is not up, then I'm going to combo. I'd like to push him to SP2, but I also don't want him to throw heavies that often. So if he throws an SP1, it's not that big of a deal, but you'll notice here, I'm pretty good at reparrying. It's more so noticing when it's a medium and the parry's not going to stick, and then leading into hitting or retaliating after that medium instead of waiting for a parry. Another thing you're going to notice is that I do hit into his block. It's just so that while trying to achieve a parry, I don't get myself cornered, which is where the fight can kind of go south. See a few times he throws SP1 when I'm trying to reparry and I'm not noticing it, which isn't a big deal to start, but as that plasma buildup starts to build up on him, he is going to go unblockable. So you're going to see me take a couple SP1s, but not much to worry about. It's more so frustrating because it just means item use later on. But we're doing a good job here at the start. He's at 50%, and I'm keeping him against his wall for most of the fight here. Still landing those reparries to land the heavy. There's a medium, and we're retaliating it, not making the same mistakes we did during Maw. Granted, we don't have to deal with Falter here, but still. Making sure not to retaliate. There's an unblockable SB1. While I was trying to land a reparry, or was expecting to try to. Takes a good chunk of health. It's fine, he's near assassin range, so we don't have much to worry about. Just need to focus, not take any extra hits. Still landing our reparries. There's another one. It was comical. I'm sure it is for you guys. Making sure we get a reparry so we can get that ebb and flow knockdown off and launch this SP3 to lock in the soul. So, not the prettiest fight when it comes to taking unblockable specials, but we didn't get cornered and that was the goal. And we ended up ramping up our Gilly 99, so successful fight. Alright, so I taxied through for someone on path 3 in section 2, just so that we had enough energy to reach the boss and get him down in a timely manner. So, moving on to my first fight, I have this Sasquatch here on Vigorous Assault and increased regen. I am going to take it with Void, so there is a risk of protection being procced here. It's just a matter of intercepting to get it removed. Biggest thing here and biggest benefit is getting those 2 petrifies up and making the power gain and the healing near the end pretty much not an issue. So Sasquatch, when he's not enraged, you can go ahead and push him back as far as you want. Parry, throw combos, throw SP1. I do use an SP1 power start here so that we can roll for a Petrify, which we got. So we're already one Petrify in, so we can play a little more aggressive into pushing him into the wall. Still throwing the SP1s, and Protect did trigger with my first special, so maybe when we get to Fear the Void, we're gonna hold our specials and avoid throwing them. Actually, I think I start here. Yeah. Baiting out SP2, still pushing him against his wall, getting ready for when he enrages. There's the intercept, got rid of the Protect. So now we're good. And here he goes, he's enraged. Now we're gonna be baiting out heavies, waiting for that unstoppable timer to fall and retaliating. Baiting out specials when he gets too close to SP3. Using the space that we made to kind of bait out the specials. Making sure not to get cornered too soon. So we will start baiting out some heavies here soon. And the rage has fallen. So now he's not stun immune, so we can push him back to his wall. So it's kind of like a seesaw. We go back and forth during this fight. When he's not enraged, push him to his wall. When he's enraged and he's stun immune, kind of migrate back to your wall, baiting specials and taking heavy openings when you can. And that's pretty much how you play Sasquatch with Void. Most of the time with anyone, but in this scenario, there's less to worry about because of the Petrify and Fear of the Void that prevents the massive power gain from Mystic Dispersion and his regeneration that he would normally get sub 40% health. I think we might kill him right before he goes in rage for a second time. We can't block those SP1s. If you end up taking that rock with a block, there's a chance you're gonna get stunned and the fight can go south there. And he's just about done. And there we go. Not too bad. Rank 5 makes it easier. It goes a lot faster. Next fight is Thing on Polka Dot Power and Stunning Reflection. I was actually excited to take this with Falcon. Normally I take it with a ramped G99 and it works out well. All you have to do is pay attention to rock stack count and be aggressive into his blocks so that you don't get cornered. Same thing's kind of going to happen here, except with Falcon we're not going to have to worry about the rock stacks when we have lock on. So make a little room, find that little window where he's passive, throw the lock on, and then just start baiting heavies and beating him in the face. Do as much damage as you can during the lock on, bait specials, maybe more so bait when he's at SP2, but you don't have to worry about the rock stacks here. So it's just a combo, immediately block, hold, or bait for a heavy, and then rinse and repeat. If he throws a special, great, retaliate it, just be aggressive until the lock on falls. Then when it falls, go back to counting rock stacks, watch his bars of power to make sure he has at least 1 bar of power when he reaches 15, and wait for your lock on timer to be ready to reapply. And then when you find a passive window, if he doesn't want to throw a special like he's doing here, take advantage of it and put the lock on back on, and then rinse and repeat. So I was really excited, not used to taking this fight, or I've never taken this fight with Falcon. And since rank 3ing him, I was kind of excited to take him either here or as the boss, to see how well he did, because I have seen him do really well. An important thing to remember here is that when the lockdown is off, the rock stacks will build, and that's kind of where you can get screwed besides being cornered, is if he doesn't have a bar of power and he has 15 rock stacks. So what I've done for this fight is remove the Assassin Mastery, so that he's consistently going to build rock stacks when he's outside of the lockdown phase, when he's in Assassin range. So here's the 3rd lock on. We're actually gonna kill him here, so there's no worry about Assassin kicking in and messing with rock stacks. But it can be an issue. It can be something that puts you in a bad place and makes it go south. What was interesting was to see that he was at 15 rock stacks earlier, and while in lock on, the next hit put him down to 12 but didn't activate the unstoppable. So it was interesting, but it was a pretty smooth fight. I really enjoyed it. This next one is a little more chaotic with Falcon. I usually take Stealthy here with Killmonger so that I have True Strike active the entire time, and he doesn't have the added evade from the node, which here he has a plus 60% chance to his already, I think it's 70% chance to evade. So Lockdown isn't going to prevent him from evading 100%. There's still a chance he could. So while he has the evade charge, I just have to be careful. I have to make sure that I don't end with a medium and be prepared to immediately go into block like I do here so that I don't eat a combo. And it is difficult Night Monkey because He's harder to parry. This node has limber, so a pre-fight probably would have helped a lot better, a white Magneto pre-fight. But the brute force you're gonna see does a lot of damage here, and there are gonna be a lot of times where I'm throwing a single hit swing or 2-hit swing and hoping he evades immediately, but he does gain power from that evade, so he might throw a special right away as well. On top of that, there's no class advantage here, so the locked on from Falcon does not last as long as it would against a science champ-like thing. So there's a smaller window to do a lot of damage and maybe prevent him from evading if he has the evade charge. Again, not 100%, so never ending combos with a medium and being prepared for him to evade. There are a few intercepts I pull off that save me from some brute force damage. But all in all, it was a very 1-2-3 back off, 1-2 back off, wait for the heavy, throw in one single hit so that you can get the brute force off. And you'll see there's just windows where I'm just kind of taking brute force and waiting for him to throw a heavy. Or he does something like that, where I threw one, he evades and throws another, and he's got the evade charge back. Luckily, I threw a single hit there, so it got brute force off. But still, it was a very chaotic fight. Getting close to the end here, he still has that evade charge. He didn't do it off one swing, so I had to throw a little more than one swing. It's gone here, and boom, gone. So stressful, but we did it. All right, so now the fun fight, the boss fight. I have taken Warlock this season with G99 as the boss. The goal here is to push Warlock to SP2 and get him to use it. So while he's below one bar of power, we're gonna do a full 5-hit combo. But when he's over or close to a bar of power, we're gonna end a 4-hit combo and immediately go into block to bait heavies. His heavy is really quick, so a lot of dueling and a lot of good practice on when you're gonna see the heavy start so that you can get out and get back in without either A, getting hit, or B, getting parried or dexed. So you'll see the start of this fight, I do really well. I'm intercepting sometimes, which is perfect. I'm pushing him to those 2 bars, trying to get him to use it. This first one he was a little stubborn with, but the rest of the special 2s after here, it does not take him long to throw them. I think he throws it right about here. Nope, still being stubborn, and there it is. Just getting out of range and then rinse and repeat that strategy. Don't need Guardian here. The block damage is not nearly as bad as versus an Apocalypse. Throw an SP2 to up the combo and therefore up the damage. Noticing when he finishes a full combo, my block and retaliating, and then baiting SP2. This is my 2nd time this season taking this fight, and this is my 9th boss fight. So I'm pretty comfortable in the boss spot. However, this season I have had a few more oopsies at the boss node than I would like, one of which is going to be this exact fight, so you're going to see it soon. But so far the game plan's working really well. It's good to force him to SP2 instead of SP1 because that shock damage could build up over time and cause you to hit the regen while infection's up, and that's a bad thing. So right about here, I think he throws a 1-2 hit and then pauses and then does the heavy. And I'm not expecting it at all. Thought he was gonna dash back. There it is. He held block and heavy, and I ate it. My combo is gone. So now I'm a little worried, but I'm focused on the game plan. I'm hoping that I can take him down, especially with firing SP2s to build the combo back up before he can get me in regen range. Or hopefully that when it is regen range, I can maybe not have infection on me. Because he is about in assassin range. Our assassin masteries are still off just in case SP2 does happen to trigger protect. And we're getting him. It looks like it's going smooth. We're doing great. Sticking to the game plan. He's almost at 10%. Block damage is starting to build, so I'm a little worried we're going to hit that regen range and we have an infection on us. We do. Here it is. We're degenning. We're still focused. We're hoping that maybe this was a low sig. I did not check the sig. The degen damage wasn't too crazy. And here I thought I was going to get to special 2 and I didn't, so I threw special 1. So I immediately go into block, hoping he won't throw SP1, and I intercept him. So I pushed him to SP2. So now we can bait out SP2, and we got it. We clutched the finish. We made something very easy, very difficult at the end, but we got it, and that ended my war. So I only had 6 fights. Our battle group ended up finishing with 0 deaths, which was fantastic. In the whole war, we only died once. Nope died 4 times. So it was a great war. It was a good victory for us. I think we were literally 80 points from 3rd place. So our potential top 3 finish all rides on the matchups coming this last war of the season, and then how well we do compared to Kenobi versus their opponent. But thanks for watching the video. Hit subscribe and follow me on Twitter for the next one.